Well, hello again. Thank you for joining us for another MCC update. According to my count, is revision 8. So we try to make it as quick and as simple as I can, but it is going to be long because we have some new feature. Well, the first thing I want to show you is the squad dialog. Actually, if you try to log to MCC, you can see there is a squad dialog assign key. I assigned it to the P key. So if I would just press P, you can see the new squad dialog. I will go over it as quickly as I can, try to expand. Well, it is more or less like the role selection, but without the role selection, without the need to have any DBI or anything at your server. Actually, I can join any squad and I can lock the squad or unlock it, or if I want to, I can just create a new squad. Let's call it MCC squad, create squad, and I'm automatically joined. I can close it again by pressing P, and if I open the map, you can see that it's automatically make the markers. You can disable it from the mission setting in MCC, which is here. Now, I won't talk more about what you see here because you probably are curious what we have here. So this one over here, new feature, resources. I will go over that deeply in a few minutes. I will just leave it for now. And there is a commander over here, and I will just leave it for now. I will try to spawn a group to follow me. I'm using Zeus for that because this is the fastest way for me at the moment.
Awaiting orders.
Okay, and let's make them join me, and let's just spawn an empty car and put one of them in the car. Okay, now what will happen once I open the squad? Of course I can see the players from my squad, and if I click on them I can see where they are. I can look around. Of course everything can be disabled, and if for example as I've just joined and there is, as you know, the teleport option which is moved here, and I want to teleport to my squad because they're already in the firefights and MCC support join in progress, I can just click on the unit I want to join. Where is the guy in the car? Okay, this guy, and I will say teleport, and it will just, if I just close it, it will just teleport me inside the vehicle if there is an empty position in the vehicle, or just next to him if he's outside of vehicle. Doing so, I hope you won't. Oh god, that was great. Anyway, AI. But that would be a good demonstration because if I, for example, don't want this guy anymore, where I can just kick him out and he's no longer in my squad. So this is a basic of the squad management. And let's talk about commander. Commander, there can be one commander for each side, which is Op 4, Blue 4, and Guerrilla. And you can take commander by pressing take. Everybody will get this message. And once you are a commander, you will have the option to get to the commander console. I've been worked on the commander console and I will talk about it in a few minutes. I'm just gonna drop it for now and I'm gonna delete this track because it's driving me crazy. Okay, so right now I'm the commander. I can leave the commander, and if another player want to be commander, he can start a mutiny. There is a button mutiny. Once you click on it, all the players from the same side, of course, will get a message. This player have started a mutiny. Do you want to kick the commander from his throne? If there are enough players pressing yes, then they're going to be kicked, and the player that started the mutiny will be the new commander. And we talk about the commander options in a bit. I really had the bleeding part. Well, the other stuff that we have, which is partly new, is selectable spawn points. Selectable spawn points, I mean outside of the wall selection. If, for example, I will go to start location and I won't set my primary because this one will set it on. I will put an FOB somewhere over here, or even I will sorry, go to Zeus, and here I will say player blue for respawn point somewhere over here,
New insertion point available in your AO.
and then I will put my primary respawn point. I could have done it first, but it's the same. My primary respawn point, let's say it's here in the base. You will get the respawn point selection without the wall selection, so players can choose where to respawn. FOB can be destroyed, Zeus markers can't, and I can either press on it or select it from the list over here, the same effect, and I can just press on and say deploy, and I will respawn there. So now MCC supports Zeus respawn points.
Watch your position.
It's something that you guys have asked for. Another thing that I want to show you is the squad leader PDA. I will just make it disappear. I will leave the commander spot. The squad leader PDA. The squad leader PDA is a new option once you in a squad. Once you are a squad leader that have more than 2 players. I mean you and another one. You are commanding someone. You have the squad PDA, which serves as a little GPS with some new functionality. The new functionality is by pressing double click, and you can either spot enemy. Let's say we have infantry squad size. So you have it will create the marker. This has already been done before in ArmA in versus way. Because I wanted to get to the construction, which I will show you, I did this part too. All the markers, of course, will delete themselves after something like 5 minutes, so prevent spawning, etc. And I can call for support. Let's say I need a transport, so I just click on my location and I will say need a transport, and you will have need a transport marker. Of course, these markers are stay on the map, so the commander can issue orders to other elements to help you. And the exciting part about the squad PDA, if you haven't been excited so far, is actually the construction. This is the start location, and if I want to start, let's say, build a construction, double click and I go to construction. Construction bring in another part that the MCC didn't have before, which is logistic, which I will talk about it later. So if, for example, I want to establish a new FOB, I will just click it, but just to show you, if I want to put an HMG pit facing, let's say, north, you can see that the pile of junk over there. This is to mark the idea that the construction have been started. I'm not a 3D artist, so if there is a 3D artist that want to join the fun, he's always welcome. So if I've created an FOB over here, if player will open the map, my marker just I'll just go a bit back. If I will create an FOB or anything or HMG nest, the player will see, or the commander, more important, will see something like building HMG. We need 4 supply crates for that to happen. Well, the basic need is that you have at least I will just delete this one. At least 2 more players next to the location of the building. This is the FOB, by the way, and where our thing, okay, over here, the HMG. And so we're just gonna spawn them here because we don't have much time to bring them. So this is the first thing that we need in order to start the construction. The other stuff that we need, which come from here, is supplies. As for now, we have ammo supply, which is repair, and fuel. In order to build stuff, you need this ammo, which is the repair. Right now we have 500, and I will show you how you're gonna take them. So, for example, I will just teleport myself next to the start location, and I will make myself commander again. If I open the console, of course, I can issue for myself or for any other group, once I see they need transport, the building, I can order support something if there is support and waypoint as a commander for the MCC squad. Of course, these waypoint markers are going to stay on the player's map. This already been done before in MCC, so just to refresh your memory, as it say. So we are now next to the start location. This is the start location, and I told you there is a logistic. Well, in order to start logistics, we'll have to first spawn any type of truck from the appropriate side that have to be the non-covered one. Okay, I'm just gonna spawn this one, the hemi transport. And now once you spawn the hemi transport and you get inside as the driver, and you are not driving, I mean like speeding above 6 miles, you have the option to load truck. So this is the loading truck, and you can see there are 3 different types of crate. Again, it's only in the MCC mod version. In the mission version, I have to use whatever there is, so it's going to be more limited. Strongly suggest to move to the mod version because it will bring more than the mission version. And for that job over there, I can take 3 supply crates, and you can see I have 3 supply crates, and my supply diagrammed by 300. It's 100 resources per crate for now. Of course, that can be tweaked later. And you can see now inside my car. So now all I have to do is actually drive there, which is a bit far, but I'll try to do it as fast as I can. More to that, I must say, is I can just teleport myself. More to that, I might add that you can use whatever logistic thing that you have, like AGM logistic, or the new sling load. You have seen the marker just disappear, or the new sling load from Bohemia, to move crates to the location that they need to be. I'm just gonna teleport myself a bit closer because it's gonna take a while. Now this construction place will just disappear if it haven't been built in the next 20 minutes or something, or 30 minutes, I don't remember exactly. So I'm right on the place I want to be, and I press load trucks again. And now once I press minus, it's going to drop the supply crates over here. Sorry for that. But now, as you can see, the crates have been turned into these bag hips. That mean that they are being used. If I open them up, I can see that 3 of the 4 crates needed have already been used. So we're just gonna bring a new crate. I'm gonna use the teleport again because I'm lazy. So we need just 1 more crate from that supply, and so we're gonna take in ammo, fuel, and a supply crate. And I'm gonna teleport myself again. Okay, I'm gonna drop the last supply crate, as you can see. Now in a few seconds it's gonna turn into a bags heap, and then we're gonna have the HMG that we have built in. It's gonna take a few seconds for them to be deleted, as you can see. And now we're constructing the HMG that we have asked for, facing north. So with the squad leader PDA, you can create fortification, AA, AT, mortar pit, and even an FOB. Well, an FOB, it's gonna serve as a spawn point, the same as you can see the FOB over there. So player can play with logistics and create the new new FOB and construction, and so far. More to that, we have what you see here, which is the fuel and the ammo. both of them are affecting as ammo and fuel. If I would just drop my fuel over here, and I will just drive a bit away. I think this is safe enough, and I will open just this for a second, just to demonstrate you what it does. So if I would just take a car, let's say off-road, and I will set his fuel to like bingo, this thing over here, I'm gonna refuel it. Okay, at least it's supposed to. Okay, you can see that slowly fueling it until it's gonna be empty. Now this bag of barrel, sorry, of fuel are smaller than a vehicle, like a refuel vehicle, and the purpose is to use the logistic and use the players to bring logistic to the front, back and forward, and that's the idea, to make them smaller, and also to make a truck be able to carry ammunition, repairs and fuel all together, but in smaller amounts. The last one is the ammo. Now you're probably asking, how do I refill this one? Okay, now at the moment there is no way to refill them either by the mission maker, mission wise, to type some code to change the array that they are built, or the mission maker can spawn you some crates for you to pick up, like a reward after a successful mission or something. And then once you have the crate, I teleport myself back to the start location. Once you have the crate and you refund it, like the ammo crate, now right now my ammo is 400. If I refund it, okay, just brought it back to base, my ammunition get to 500. Of course, if the ammo box is half full or half empty, depends if you're optimist or pessimist, then you're gonna get half the point that it was. You get like 50 points instead of 100. So the mission maker can encourage player to play with the logistic, and he can drop them crates as rewards for missions, or in the mission area for them to pick and to bring back to base, in order for them to build another FOBs. To increase the spawn location, etc. Of course, if you follow my mind or my idea, there is a base idea behind it that we will get to it. Not in this update, maybe not in the next update, but eventually we will get to the idea that we are have in our mind, and of how to play ArmA together. Okay, so we continue. So the next part is about the commander console. I want to talk to you about the forward observer that has been changed. As you can see, the UI has been changed a bit, and mostly the functionality have been changed. What you can see right now is cannon number 1, which is a virtual cannon like we had in previous version. There is only one, but the mission maker can put, I don't mind, 99 cannons. But as we try to make MCC more and more realistic, or at least keep the immersion, I will want to show you how this is working right now. So for that I would just gonna spawn a mortar for me and a scorcher for me, because I want to show you the direct fire. And next I want to put the same thing from the side, which is under statistic, mortar and armored. Put scorcher and MLRS. Now if I will open the commander console and I will look at the steel run, you see I still have only one cannon. The mission maker should allow me to control this unit, so just gonna drag and give to player, wait for the little P. Now the player have control of over there, and you can open the commander console and now you can see them. Now if you want to issue a attack order or fire support order, now you can see that you have the new pieces in his arsenal. Now if you click on the MK6 model, you can see there are 32 shells left from high explosive, 8 shells from flare, and 8 shells from smoke. The Scorcher have different ammunition and of course different number, and the MLRS have only the 230mm Titan missiles, only 12 of them. And how we set a fire mission for an AI. So again, the idea of the console is for the forward observer. Me as a commander can get fire mission for my troops. I can either go and type their location, X-ray Yankees, tell me where you're at and what is your direction and what is your distance to the target, issue a fire support, and then adjust the correction distance or left to right if I want to until I hit the target. Right now I will act as the forward observer. So let's say I want to hit something over here, so I'll just use the ruler to measure my my position to the target. So the direction, I use my copy my position. Okay, this is my position, X-ray Yankees, and the direction to the target is 299, and the distance is just over 1 click. And I will start by the mortar, and I will say I want 3 shells, and I want it to be tight, not too precise. I will just gonna leave the correction on 0. I want 5-second delay, and I'm gonna confirm. I don't have to execute the mission right now. I can just create a fire mission. Why is it standing? I don't know. I can just create a fire mission without shooting it and execute it later. But let's go again for the mortar, and I can see the fire mission is set over here, and I will just press execute, and if it won't shoot his head you're going to fire 3 rockets on that location. This is the actual AI, not spawning any missiles. And if I will go to the target location, which is over here, in a bit we're gonna see the shells landing somewhere over here. Of course it's not exactly precise because I used the rulers, but this is how artillery works in real life, and this is why you have forward observer to adjust left, right, etc. But the shells do hit where we aimed. We can do the same for the MLRS or I need a further away target. Let's say Polacco for that example, which is 340 and 1713. I hope it's in the distance. And if I would just say give me 3 barrage of 3, confirm, execute, and from them give me again, confirm, execute, and you're going to see the MLRS, everything just shooting there. Okay, this is nice. It's always nice to have control over the AI, but the really nice part is controlling other players, because I'm all alone in this server. I will show you what I mean. If I am as a player assigned to artillery piece and there is a commander, the commander gonna see that there is a player that is operating an artillery piece. And again, if I want to hit some target, I hope they're gonna stop firing soon. And if I'm gonna issue a fire mission to a player, let's say give me 4 rounds to that location, that delay, etc, etc. I want high explosive, and I'll press confirm and execute. The player, okay, to the right hand side you can see that I got a fire mission, and the fire mission is calculated by MCC. So even if you don't have direct line of sight to the target, if you got a fire mission, you can make that happen. So it's say the target and the direction is 31695. So I'll just go until I get to 31695, something like over here, and I need 4 rounds. You can see right hand side, 4 rounds of high explosive mortar shells 3-second delay, and the round spread is about 50 meter. And now we're gonna calculate low solution and high solution. By default, mortars don't have low solution, only the Scorcher have low solution, which is actually aiming at the target without going into a deep arc. So by using the F, I'm going to change the, the type of ammunition that I'm using, and you can see how we calculate the solution and how far away from the target. So I got like 29 second, and I got like 40 second with a bigger elevation. I would just roll it again. I'm referring to the high solution again. There is no low solution to a motor. So I will go to 79,375 is the elevation that I need, and the ETA is about 28 seconds. So I'm using page up and page down to get to 79. You can see the elevation to the left, and I need something like with even more, and I need 4 shells. So I shoot one, and you can see the round become 2 now. I'm trying to give some spread, and one last round, and the fire mission gonna disappear. Now just exit. I don't remember even where I shoot it, but if I remember correctly, it's supposed to be somewhere over here. So in 28 seconds, the shell's gonna land over here, if I remember correctly. So it's more or less hit. I need some correction. I need to get my elevation a bit up, but again, this is the idea behind the realistic. There are no round spawning, only real shell that is landing. For that purpose, I can use the low solution. Again, I will take the Scorcher, and let's try to do a low solution there. So if I will just take the ruler again, copy position 319,724, which is basically out of reach for them, but I will just say 5 round and execute. Yeah, I'm out of range. Out of range. Even for the low solution, for some reason. There is no solution to that. Let's try something else. Let's try hitting this. Okay, now we have fire mission number 3, and let's get inside. It's the same idea like the mortars. I need to put my bearing on 306, something like that. I don't remember where I am, and I'm trying to see if I can have a low solution. Here, I have a low solution. If I go to elevation 8, now this turret can go to elevation 8, so you can see that the difference is that by low solution the round gonna be there in 5 seconds, while in high solution the round gonna be there in 31 seconds. I will try to open this just on top of what I'm trying to hit, which is supposed to be over here. There might be, of course, a miss, and let's try and see if we can hit that with low solution. As you can see, it's almost a hit, because again, low solution is supposed to hit something like a house or something, but it's almost a hit in 5 seconds. That's something that wasn't there in ArmA. So that will cover the console and the artillery and the new artillery module. I'm just going to delete this whole charade. And we start talking about the role selection. Well, I won't say a lot, but some things have changed in the wall selection. So we have start location, etc. So I'm just gonna kick them, enable walls, and okay. first of all, some changes in the UI. We support tickets. Okay, the beast tickets. You can set them with Zeus if you want to. So you can play PvP or some ticket-based game. Again, you have the FOB that we had before, and there is the UI for the level, etc. So I'm already in a squad. I'm the officer, for example. I will try to take the rifleman for that example, rifleman level 2. Okay, and I'm just going to respawn on one of the FOB. Let's take this FOB for example, and spawn there. Now the new stuff, we already have the vehicle check that tells you that you can get inside this vehicle or that vehicle. For example, if I try to go into an helicopter, shit will happen. And there is a new stuff that is actually the weapons thing, and I'll put some NATO, basic NATO, and some launchers NATO. Now my role is a rifleman, and of course that we have before. If I try to get into a helicopter, I will be kicked out. I say we need to be a pilot in order to use this vehicle. You already know that, but what we have more is I'm a bit injured, so I don't know how much you're gonna see it, but trying to pick a weapon out of my class. So if for example I'm a rifleman, I'm trying to use the light machine gun, I get a message just say that I need to be an automatic rifleman, and I got this weapon sway. Okay, I'm injured, but even if I wasn't injured, I will have this weapon sway, which make it really hard for me to hit. So you can pick weapon outside of your wall, but if you do that, then you have less chance of hitting the enemy. Same goes for launcher. If I just put PCML on my back and I will use it, say I need to be in AT, and then I have this weapon sway, which make it really hard for me to actually aim on the target. Another thing that we have, once I switch weapon, the weapon sway is disappear, is the new leveling system. The new leveling system involve again rating, but if I just put an officer, which is the highly ranked unit, and I will try to kill it. Okay, now I get rating. I'm trying to level up, and you can see I will do it again. That wasn't supposed to happen, but if I will just press P, you can see I raise a bit of level. I will just do it manually by saying say 500, and you can see I jump to level 3, and you have this sound. And if I've unlocked some new stuff, like you can see I've unlocked the new ECH light, new helmet, a new grenade, and we just keep on. Of course mission maker can change whatever they want to unlock in what level, but player get feedback for the thing that happened to them, and they can see what they have unlocked during the mission, how's the level. And you can see now I'm level 3 with that amount of XP. I'm about to level again, and if I'm just gonna respawn, and we go to gear, rifleman. Oh, sorry, that was in the uniform. I have the new helmet that I can try, and I've unlocked, if I remember right, some new grenade, so I can get an extra grenade or a smoke grenade that I've unlocked and change the gear that I have. Now, another thing that we have is in the officer area. Right now my officer is level 5, so you haven't unlocked this, but you can always spawn them. I'm gonna deploy as an officer, and for that I will show you where the hell did I spawn. Over here, the new respawn tent that we have. So if I want ammo, basic ammo, I don't care, give me the MCC one, cargo, under launchers. For some reason the icon just a bit odd, but I will select the respawn tent and I will edit. Okay, and I'm just gonna close it, and now you're gonna see the respawn tent. Respawn tent is an item, like you can see here, that the officers can carry with them. Even if you are not an officer, mission maker can just put it. It doesn't have to be inside the role selection. And then I can establish a rally point. A rally point isn't like a respawn tent, which is kind of rally point. Respawn tent is not like an FOB, because it can only serve the group that the commander, the squad leader have, and once the squad leader have used the respawn tent, when he died and respawn, the respawn tent gonna disappear. So FOB will serve the whole side, respawn tent will serve only the group, and it's temporarily. In order to use that, you got the option assemble respawn tent, and it say I need one more squad member within me in 10-meter distance in order to spawn, because we want some limitation on that, and I will just spawn another man.
Waiting.
And now I will use the respawn tent.
Contact! Rifleman!
Okay, I need to fix the idea that the respawn tent is still on my back. I'm gonna fix that for the release. But now we have the respawn tent. There isn't much you can do with that except for respawn on it. So if I will press respawn.
2. I am the new actual. Fuck! Man down!
Grid
You get a lot of-
013.
so you can see the rally point.
019er.
And if I'm gonna spawn on it like an officer, it will disappear. Or at least supposed to disappear. I will take care of that for again. Oh, that's because I'm not the commander when I spawn, because I have this AI. But the respawn tent will disappear and it will only serve as the group. More to that, myself. Okay, so more to that, just some small stuff. We added the delete option. So if I would just spawn some unit in this zone, of course, not to mention the work the Spirit did with GAIA and with the spawning, which is great, but you will make a video to elaborate more about it later. You can select the groups and delete them by pressing delete, like in Zeus have. Not something very exciting. We got some new mission setting variables like time acceleration, which is supposed to work on multiplayer according to be. So I can say make it by 12, which means every 2 hours in real time will be a full 24 hours in game time. And delete dead player's body. Somebody asked if to want to disable or enable, don't remember who, but there you have it. You have all the variables for GAIA that people ask for, how frequency they will use smoke and flare, if they will use, and how frequently they will use, and what is the caching distance for GAIA to take into effect, how far away they have to be from player for the MCC to remove them from the battlefield to save CPU and regain them. If GAIA control everyone or just the groups handle to it. If it's going to be everyone, it's going to use everyone, including the player, going to give him order, etc. So you can try that, it's fun. And the artillery delay for the console. And I'm going to press confirm just to show you the acceleration. You can see that the clock is running much more faster than it's supposed to run, and by that in 2 hours we're gonna have a full 24 hours cycle in game time. People ask for the arsenal, so here you got it. You got the arsenal you can use that you ask for. Of course, you can use Alt Tab to place the arsenal on an ammo box, for example. Virtual, there is the VAS and there is the virtual arsenal. Okay, you get the same idea. You can do it from Zeus by double clicking, and in the preset use arsenal add. It's already there, so it doesn't matter. Okay. Um, a lot of bug fixed. You're gonna read about it. I'm not gonna talk about it. Mission Wizard have completely moved to server side. This is just a beginning for the next step that we are planning. So everything here going to be on the server. I've changed the HVT mission, so right now you have to secure him, and if there is a start location set, you have to bring him back alive to the start location in order to finish the mission. And there is somebody asked the intro if I can disable the pop-up menu, and you can select how you want the intro to have: music and intro, just an intro, and or none. If you don't want any of that, missions will just generate themselves. And I've made a lot of work regarding MCC modules. I can show you in a bit if it let me. Okay, we first of all, if you don't know how to get modules, double click, look for MCC, which is over here, and you can see the models, the access right. There is a description for everything. There is a description how you're gonna set him up. For people that ask, same for special forces, which Google's will have the helmet camera and what user action you want to use. Once you set it up, you can set another user action if you want to. And headgear needed, again some info what to do with that, and there is the restriction zone, which is more or less like this restriction zone, but I wanted something more. I don't like the idea that people just once they get out of the zone they go over a mine and just die. So this restriction zone is a bit different. You can set who you're gonna restrict, and let's say all sides. Time before punishment 10 seconds by default. You can decide punish inside the zone or outside. Right now, for if I go inside the zone, and air vehicles should punish, yeah. And should I create markers on the trigger's location? Yes. And I show you the info. You create a restricted zone, and then you put it on the area, and the area have to be synced to trigger. I hope I did it right, because it's been a while since I do that. So I have to put a logic that is called area, and not group but sync. And now I will have this marker, but I don't want this marker. I want to create a trigger for them. And create trigger, let's say 50 by 100, 20 by 100. Let's change it a bit, make it rectangle, make it 10. I don't want to go too much about it. Okay, so this is the trigger, and you have to sync that with the area. That should be all. Let's see if we did it right. Okay, you can see because I left the marker zone, it's already created the marker for that, and once I get into the game, I don't have GPS, so just wander, and we start running.
You are leaving the AO. Return
Okay,
immediately.
this is what's happened once you get outside the zone. You get
You're exiting the area of operations. Return ASAP.
a fatigue, etc. And this is the restriction zone. The base stuff that we have here is if you delete or move the logic, then the zone stop working. So you can do like battlefield rush missions. You can create a restriction zone, then leave the restriction zone or edit again. This is the idea. We're
You're
gonna
exiting the area of operations.
we're gonna work
Return
on
ASAP.
that part of MCC or the PvP or the restricted part a bit more in the future. But for now, I think I've talked too much. Try it, enjoy it. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to vote for us once we get to make ArmA Not War. And don't forget to give us your suggestions and feedbacks on the forum because this is the most helping part. And if you feel generous, you can always donate to our project on PayPal. So have a good one and have a good night.